and all of that, and talking about talk a little bit about this Shannon Sharpe situation over here. I usually don't like getting caught up in not so much celebrity things, but certain sports and entertainment. I haven't been a sports dude for some years and whatnot, and part of it is for reasons such as some of the talking heads like this, like Shannon Sharpe, who had his heyday way back, did what he was popular for. And now it seems like for a lot of these guys, like the fame or their accomplishments are not enough to carry their legacies. They want to do some more stupidness to be remembered by and everything. I have a problem with people not even so much in the spotlight, but supposed to they're in these jobs. They're supposed to conduct themselves a certain way. I look at a lot of these guys, even though they may not come from a journalistic background, but maybe a sports background. That particular genre of so-called men seem to be very loud and abrasive and try to talk over each other. People like Jalen Rose, who actually do have backgrounds in communications and journalism, who try to curb some of that behaviors that happened during the shows and whatnot. But we look at this cat who got who I guess been trending is what they say lately for apparently, well, his story is that IG got hacked and apparently it recorded him and a supposed female in a session, so to speak, and it got leaked, so on and so forth. Even if that happened, even if it's a mistake, the way this dude is handling it is like a real. It reminds me of Paris Hilton and Kim Kardashian. Like he wants to be one of these people versus an older, dignified black man, which is what he should be. He had his career, he did his thing, or at least the first part of his career being physical in football and that. So he can't do that anymore. He had to retire, and now he has this. He was a sports analysis person at ESPN. I don't know the whole thing because I don't watch everything, but I remember he had to part ways with Skip Bayless. With Skip. Listen, Skip. And sure as hell, they don't always seem to choose the right men for the job, right? There are other highly qualified individuals that could be doing what they're doing, but they come with a certain set of notoriety and so people could watch and whatnot, and they might have a particular insight that some people don't have for this. But when they start getting their, start bringing in what they think is their personalities and what they should be doing and stuff, is sort of where they lose me with it. So I remember way back also, he had this on the court thing with John Morant, and where he was loud and abrasive in the game, where all he really had to do was sit there and stuff. And it's just like, for these dudes, when do you stop doing all this nonsense and maybe age gracefully? This is a guy that says his account was hacked. I think he has daughters. He might even possibly have grandkids or something like that. And this is the way that he chooses to conduct himself when he's out here, right? And it also appeals to a certain demographic. I think maybe low-hanging fruit finds this thing, entertainment, and the fact that this man is on there and he's joking up and he's with, what do you call it? He has that show, I have it on here right now, the nightcap and everything. And this is his joke. And this is how you could tell these guys are supposed to brush off a lot of these comments and stuff. But this is how you could tell that this stuff actually affects them and that they're in the comments and they're going back and forth. Because, I'm not up here to call anybody gay or anything. I don't have any problem with the Rainbow Crew or any of these people. But it certainly seems like when people do a certain projection and whatnot, and the more they project away from something, it's almost like they are suppressing or trying to cover up certain characteristics about themselves. I could look at this guy who's supposed to be, model male, tough guy, football player, works out, this, that, the other, but Also has very effeminate ways and things about him. Got his stylist, cares very much about his appearance and all that sort of stuff, which I guess is okay, but he definitely wants to project himself away from how he grew up, the way he maybe perceives himself to look and to be as well. One of the things this fool says while he's talking to Chad is the first call I got was from Cat Williams. He said, I guess you ain't gay. He made it a point that somebody else called him to call him not gay. That must have weighed on his mind because that, of course, is what people have been talking about, the whole time with him and some of his ways that he projected himself to be. But even all that, dude, I'm pretty sure he's a grandfather or something like that. He's got grown kids and all that stuff. But, dude, this is what you're doing, though? This is, you don't see in our community people that are dignified already and stuff. You don't see Denzel. Denzel is grown gracefully with his wife, kids, doing what he's supposed to do. He's not trying to get internet fame by doing something stupid and this sort of deal. We need more men to step up and do that versus being a perpetual teenager and do little stupid things. You're trying to be viral and go this and do that. I can't stand a built, supposed to be dignified man giggling like a little schoolgirl trying to do an interview talking to celebrities, man. And then you're caught up with this, that, the other. You're arguing on TV. Got loud, stupid Stephen A. Smith, and you're doing this too. And it's just like, dude, it's be an example. You have enough credentials and you got enough history in your background and accomplishments to be able to be an example. So we need a lot less of people doing stuff like this, and we need more people to kind of stand up and be that example of what they're supposed to be. I think even going through, what I understand is a pretty good football career, that you could still have all these insecurities and stuff decades and many times later, and even though I don't wish that on anybody, I think it's even more pronounced now that if you're on a social media and you're a social media influencer and people follow you and all this sort of stuff, that maybe you're not so sure of how you project yourself, and maybe you compromise a little of your integrity to fit in and keep up with the Joneses, which is sort of a sad state. It should be people who fall into what you do, not you falling into what other people do. Anyway, man, I know a lot of people sort of get off on like, it's jokes, but when you another take on that is to be a little more serious about, what you're doing and what your profession is and what you came out here to do. That's some real teenage, goofy Hollywood little girl stuff rather than some real, what brothers and black men are out here supposed to be doing, Anyway, that's a little bit of my take on that. I'll let you guys go for my next live, which should be next week. Thanks for checking in. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to Last Call. Appreciate you guys doing that. And I am out.
You